What is, how many weeks now, Rahul? Can't remember.
How many?
How many lessons we had? 4?
7. Today is 7.
7 lessons.
Yes.
Today is the 7th?
Yes.
Okay. 7th, but means now, what's a day? Today, 4 or 3?
Yes, 3.
03. Also can't remember. 3, then 3. Wow, very nice. 3, 3, 2, 3. Correct? So many 3. Good. Okay. Okay. Let's put your hands together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay. So last Friday we had some words about what is it called, MAHAA, SANGHIKA. You please prepare. Remember, we have completed one topic, that is elements of origin of Buddhist sects during the lifetime of the Buddha. So we had at least 2-3 lessons. Then what happened today or last week or last to last week, the main branch. This is called MAHAA SANGHIKAS. The very clear-cut division, Orthodox monks and liberal monks. Orthodox and liberal group. Liberal group, they are known as, what is it called? Mahasanghikas. Can you give this? Mahasanghikas. Mahasanghika group. And we have seen elements. Right. Now, you please remember, last week I gave you, can you remember that statement? What was the statement I asked you to remember?
PARIHAAYATI, ARAHAA, ARAHATTHENA.
That's very important. All the other 4 of them enlightened, very quiet, silence, right? So, like first week of enlightenment, perfect silence. Don't know attain Nibbana or attain Parinibbana, one of the two. Both become silence. Attain Parinibbana also silence, attain Nibbana also silence. I think you are in one of the 2 status, higher status, either Mahaparinibbana or Nibbana. Today you want to remember, I'm not going to proceed without you. By memory, you have to say this. This is very, very important. Actually, this is a major blow, very major blow to this religion. Because earlier there were some disagreement, because even during the, you remember, this is very important. And also you could see one more thing, you know why, Mamoru, you see, Every religion has branches now, right? Even you take Buddhism in Japan, how many branches are there? So many, right? Forget about Theravada, Mahayana. The Buddhism in Japan alone, they have many groups. Nichiren Soso or Gyokyo, this, that. Sri Lanka also. But of course, but fortunately, Sri Lankan Buddhist monks divided into 3 main groups. But luckily, what do we see? Luckily, they did not change any teaching, but they have a little bit of changes of how to wear the robes, then to shave eyebrow or not, all those kind of things. Other than that, they didn't touch. They didn't touch, what is it called, the religion. But this is, again, I'm writing, but this, please remember, it's going to be very useful to you. Because why Mahayana? Why another yana came in? Another yana. And replacement, of course, in accordance with Buddhism, but what is it called? That head. So what was the Parihayati ARAHA ARAHATTHENA. This is in, what is it called? KATHAA VATTHU. I do not know how do you view it. To me, it's a major challenge. It's something like that because Christians, they don't believe in God. They may say, no, I don't believe in God. God is not ultimate. Also, then they, right? So this is what I need. I mean, why Buddhists propose Bodhisattva ideal? Why did they propose? Why? Right? Doubt on Arahat. I gave you 5 doubts, right? But that part I highlighted to all of you to remember. And nowadays, I don't want to type too many things. 5. Arahat me, Arahat me, Arahat me, Arahat me, Arahat me, Arahat me. Like that. Arahat may commit sin, unconscious, right? Arahat may not know. Likewise. So if that, because Buddha passed away, the Buddha had passed away 100 years, just left Arahantas only. Like today, you look at today, right? People have no faith on religious leaders sometimes. They don't trust. It's happening in all the religions. It is happening in all the religions. They don't trust. They don't trust. Oh, you are not, you are not, you are not. So then some of them, what happened? They change religions. Some others, what do they do? Form new teams. Form new teams. And some can even go into, what is it called? I remember there is a group in China. Even the Chinese government banned them. Singapore, they didn't allow to come here. right? I can't remember that group name. They don't ask, they teach their followers no need to respect teachers, no need to respect mother, father, no need to, what is it called, go for medicine. Don't, your mother sick, don't send her to hospital, just let her die. That kind of, but they claim they are Buddhist group. They claim that they are practitioners of real Buddhism. Real Buddhism. So it happened in some other religions also. Sometimes they ask you to believe in God, so you don't respect your mother and father. You just believe in your God. This is your right. You form your faith in it. So that's that kind of thing. Right? So they didn't want to have vacuum. They didn't want to keep quiet. Right? What happened? They proposed Bodhisattva. But it's Buddhistic. Fortunately, it is Buddhistic. But as you know, a lot of development. I gave you last week, right? Can you remember? What? Believe in Vijnanas, right? And then Sotapanna is liable to fall, and Arahat is not. Original nature of the mind is pure after death and before rebirth, right? And remember, right? They are literature, right? They are literature. Can you remember? The literature changed. New sutras came in, and new chapters came in. New chapters even came in. Initially, you know, if I write down, initially it was sutras, right? Then it appeared mantras, tantras, in addition to sutras. Now Buddhism has mantras, right? You better be careful, eh? If you don't come to class, I know sutra never work for you. I'll chant mantras, so then. So it's there. And sutras also, you see that a lot of, you know, dharani. The word dharani. This is newly added chapter into Buddhism. And they had doubt about Abhidhamma, but Abhidhamma, I mean, they only say they have no other 2 Pitakas, don't, I mean, only 5 Pitakas like that. So that's the thing. Clear? Are you okay? Right? Today I wanted to start with what the Bodhisattva, the concept of Bodhisattva. I gave it you the paper, if you can take this Bodhisattva paper, right? So I have given you certain words, right? The Bodhisattva is an essence, is a nature, is a true essence, substance, one who has Bodhi. So when you talk about the word Bodhisattva, I mean, there may be sometimes possible, right? And they say about Bodhisattva, origin of Bodhisattva. So you have 2 words to discuss, right? Bodhi plus Sattva. So the paper I gave you, the word definition, the word definition, Bodhi plus Sattva, right? So Bodhi, enlightenment, Bodhi, right? Final goal, Bodhi. Do you know according to Sanskrit, How does it derive? It derives from Sanskrit root budh. Budh. The root is budh. Budh. To know. To perceive. To realize. To understand. To penetrate. Budh. So even some say Buddhi is to think. If know, perceive, realize, understand, right? Penetrate or think, that's called Buddhi. That's known as Buddhi. Buddhi means what? Intelligent. How to spell intelligent? I-N-T-E.
Double L-I.
Double L-I.
G-E-N-S. G-E-N-C-E.
N-T. Intelligent. And one who is intelligent, we call Buddha. You can remember these things very good. Do you know, one day you may share, you may go to school, or you may meet a group or crowd, or right, you have audience to tell, who is your teacher? My teacher is a Buddha. What does it mean? If it's a class, start with the word Bodhisattva. Bodhi. That's the goal of Buddha. Bodhi, enlightenment. So what is Bodhi? It derives from the root Budh. Budh is to know. Buddhi is to perceive. It's to realize, it's to understand, it's to penetrate, it's to think. Can have simple in a way that, right? One who realizes. The knower. The knower is known as Buddha. You know, when you chant Itipiso Bhagava Araham Samma Sambuddho. See? Or you can use the word, very popular word, perfect enlightenment. Perfect knowledge. Complete knowledge. Full knowledge. Ultimate knowledge. The candidate is known as Bodhisattva. The candidate is known as Bodhisattva, right? So that's why in your paper, second line, I gave a sentient or reasonable being possessing Bodhi, being destined to attain fullest enlightenment. The creature of Bodhi, who is the Bodhisattva, an applicant, a candidate, and who destined to attain what is it called? Fullest enlightenment. Fullest enlightenment. Now you look at that when you say the Arahat, enlightenment. The Buddha, perfect enlightenment. I share with you, if we get a chance, the little amount about Arahat for you to know. If you get a question, share your knowledge with Arahat and Bodhisattva. Okay. And I have given you another one. Bodhisattva. What is it called? Spirit. Mind. Right? Consciousness. That's why the word I gave you, Sattva Vyavasaya. Vyavasaya, right? Remember? You know this paper, in this paper, you need to have Sanskrit words. Sanskrit words. Because the Bodhisattva literature, that's why we call it, sometimes we call it what? Sanskrit Buddhism. Sanskrit Buddhism. That's what happened. It's also good for you to know, like 500 years after the Buddha's passing away, though the gradual, even during the lifetime of the Buddha, some monks appealed the Buddha, why don't you translate or do something in Sanskrit, Vedic Sanskrit? The Buddha said, no, just keep it to them, because you just teach this dharma in that local language. Local language, because Sanskrit was a Vedic language. It's for a group of, what is it called, a particular group, like Rahul, right? Only Brahmin can learn. We cannot learn, right? So that's there. So it's not a language. So the Buddha, but eventually what happened? It became hybrid Sanskrit. So that's why Prakrit. And then you see the Pali, Prakrit, Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi, right? Punjabi. So those languages. So that's why the Nalanda University, you know, right? If you can remember, this is good. You heard about Nalanda University? Mamoru? You never been to Nalanda? Oh,
Yes.
You must go. You must go, huh?
Yes.
After
Yes, I've been to. Yes.
you have been?
Yes.
Oh, very good. Very good. Rahul? No, right? No, never mind. You, because very, very far for you. That's why you cannot go, huh?
I have been.
Yeah, that's it. Nalanda is the oldest university in the world. 500 years before Oxford University. Is the oldest university. It's a knowledge giving. There's a Nalanda. Nalang. What is Nalang?
Na means no.
I know. I teach something also no, at the end nothing. So it become no, right? So I think you go to that kind of university. No university. Nalang mean knowledge.
Ah,
Nalang is a word for wisdom. Da is to give. Nalanda University means what is it called? It is known as an institution, right, of knowledge. An institution share knowledge, give away knowledge. So it became Sanskrit. So sometimes here and there, right? So you see that Sattva Vyavasaya, thought of thought, And take it note. I want to share with you another important word today. Remember in this lesson. What is it called? When it comes to if you can remember this word, very important turning point of the Bodhisattva. It is called Bodhi Cittotpaada, Bodhi Citta. Thought of enlightenment. It is very, very important. So this, please remember, when you write something, how to be a Bodhisattva, you need to form thought of enlightenment. Thought of enlightenment. Clear? Mamoru, do you know what's the Japanese word for thought of enlightenment?
So I don't know.
You try to look into it actually. Do you know, if you can take Japanese text, very good. Like in Chinese, it is called Puti Sin. Puti, Bodhi, Sin is heart. So in Chinese Buddhist literature, if you say Fa Puti Sin, Fa Puti Sin means formation of thought of enlightenment. Formation of thought of enlightenment. I may have to get some, what is it called, the Mahayana Buddhist literary evidence about Bodhi Citta and Bodhicittopada. Very important. This is where the very important turning point. You have to remember this word, as I told you earlier. PARIHAAYATI ARAHAA ARAHATTHENA. I'll give you from KATHAA to all the 5 doubts also. It's good if you can remember. It'll be very solid presentation. Why what is it called? Why did they start promoting a new concept? New concept. There were thousands of enlightened monks, but still, why do they want to, what is it called, have a new idea? So this is what. So many accepted it. Quite a number of people accepted it. And then they proposed, in a way, quite good. You know, I like it. I started even teaching another class here in Singapore, right? I like it because today, when we look at, right, that's why I give you AVATAMSAKA SUTRA. See, next, right? And Bodhi, I also give you Bodhi. Bodhi is a decision, Bodhi is a determination, Bodhi is thought, Bodhi is a destination. Destined, one who has destined to attain enlightenment. It's known as Bodhi, right? And then AVATAMSAKA Sutra, right? This one, please remember. It's a very popular, what is it called, Mahayana discourse, AVATAMSAKA Sutra. Avatamsaka Sutra. Flower Garland Discourse, Avatamsaka, Huayan Ching. Right? So they have given Tatra Bodhau. Tatra Bodhau Sattvaam. This in Sanskrit. So this is very important evidence. What's the task of the Bodhisattva? Bodhau Sattvaam. Bodhau means educate. We call enlightener. This may be one spelling of this. And, you can keep it there.
LIGHT.
Sorry, NI. That's something NI. LI, right? LI.
GHT.
GHT, enlightener. Correct. Bodhau Sattvaam. One who is an enlightener. One who is an enlightener. Bodhau Sattvaam. Tatra Bodhau Sattvaam. Abhiprayoseti. Bodhau Sattvaam. So the Bodhisattva has this. Tatra Bodhau Sattvaam. There is another text. We are going to discuss a little bit from that text. Bodhicaryaavatāara, entrance to Bodhi by Venerable Shantideva. We learn a little bit from that. Today take in AVATAMSAKA Sutra, the Bodhicaryaavatāara. Even you can see what is it called, Lotus Sutra, right? That of course you have to discuss separately. Lotus Sutra is there, right? Diamond Sutra. That's why Shantideva mentioned, right? What did Shantideva say? Bodhisattvas, Paripurna Sattvas. Bodhisattvas, Paripurna Sattvas. Full, complete person, Paripurna. It may be too much, but you have to remember. That's why next few days you must spend this, right? Just take note on it. It's very, very vital. I saw when I noticed some questions, so these are the right. the concept of the Bodhisattva, concept of the Bodhisattva. A Lotus Sutra and Diamond Sutra, right? And they have given various, right? Bodhisattvas, Paripurana Sattvas, whose perfection was Paripurana, perfection, complete, absolute. Right, that's why the translation. A hero, strong man, so on and so forth. If I take a little bit, right? Again, Bodhi Citta. This is little bit. If you get a chance to how to be a Bodhisattva, you need to plant the thought of enlightenment. What is this thought of enlightenment? This thought of enlightenment has two major component parts. Karuna and Prajna. Karuna and Prajna. Compassion and wisdom. Karuna and Prajna. Compassion and wisdom. What is Karuna?
Feeling,
Eh?
feeling pity for others.
Yes. Feeling what? When you say Karuna? Runa. What is the word meaning? Runati. To cry.
Mm.
Runati means to cry. So Karuna means what? Crying man. So that's why see, hear, share, understand. What? Very important. Dukkhata. Realizing dukkhata. He who sees, he who hears, he who shares. And also you can say one more, right? Share. Feel. Dukkhata of what? all the living beings. All the living beings. Now you understand one thing, right? Please take note. If you write a note, Bodhisattva, who plants, who forms, who has Bodhi Citta, thought of enlightenment. What is this Bodhi Citta? So, in the life of the Bodhisattva, is very important. What is it called? It is Bodhi Cittotpaada. Bodhi Cittotpaada. That's why I did not know whether I gave you right. Okay, let me add here, right? Just for your knowledge, say Bodhi Pranidhana Citta and Bodhi Prasthana Citta. Bodhi Pranidhana Citta and Bodhi Prasthana Citta. Bodhi Pranidhana Citta, the thought, form the thought of enlightenment. And Bodhi Prasthana, reaching that goal. I am going to be Buddha. I am going to be a Buddha and be the Buddha. Bodhi Pranidhana Citta and Bodhi Prasthana Citta. Bodhi Pranidhana Citta and Bodhi Prasthana Citta. And that thought has, right, it has two major component parts. It consists Karuna and Prajna. Karuna and Prajna. So I gave you the word Karuna. Karuna, to see, to hear, to share, feel. Okay. Then coming to Prajna is what? Realize that. Realize that pain. Just for your knowledge sake, right? If you remember here, but don't need to use Dhammacakka Pavattana Sutta, right? You realize Dhammacakka Pavattana Sutta, remember the first thing the first thing Buddha shared. What did the first thing Buddha share? Right? Dukkha Satcha. Noble truth of suffering. Noble truth of suffering. Prajna is to realize it. Earlier when I gave you the word translation, the word, the Bodhi, what is it called? Bodhi is to know, to perceive, and so on and so forth. But you need to remember that it's not an ordinary knowledge we are referring. We are not referring to an ordinary knowledge. We are referring to realizing it. That's why even, of course, general knowledge, when you explain Buddhism to others, the Buddha, Jati Pidukka, Jara Pidukka, Vyadi Pidukko, Maranam Pidukkang, Api Sampayogo Dukko, Piehi Vipayogo Dukko, Yam Picchanalabati Tampi Dukkang, Soka Parideva Dukkha, Domana Supaya, Supayasa Dukkha. You see the list. And if you go further into Satipatthana Sutta, then the Buddha mentioned that another extended the pain in all the living beings. And even this I'm sharing with you just for you to know what is it, the advice of the Buddha: don't kill, don't injure, don't hurt. Don't kill, don't injure, don't hurt any living being. Remember? So it's a supporting point for you, the first precept in Buddhism. You are a Buddhist, make sure you do not share any violent act. Killing or injuring or stealing and disturbing and whatever. Don't do. Because if you do it, you add more and more pain into all the living beings, to their life, to their physical body, to their mind. Somanassa, domanassa. Even if you look at the precepts laid down by the Buddha, it's this understanding. Please, 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 don't do. I could see a lot of problem in your life, pain in your life. You have so much trouble and difficulty in your life. Don't do any harm anymore. Help. Karuna, right? Here, the Bodhisattva sees the pain and suffering, immense abundance of pain and suffering. And then the dukkhata. What is the aim of the Bodhisattva, right? I want to liberate all the living beings from this samsara. That's the objective. I want to liberate all the living beings from this samsara. When we say samsara, from birth. From birth. In order to liberate from suffering ultimately, one must liberate, right? Right from the samsaric journey. Has to stop the birth. Only the Buddha can advocate. That's why, what is it called? AVATAMSAKA SUTRA say. TATRA BODHAVU SATTVAAM ABHIPRAYOSETI. Abhipraya. The intention. You read that line. His intention, abhipraya, his wish. The wish of the Bodhisattva. Abhipraya. The intention is, what is it called? Hope. I want to help all the living beings to liberate from. I could see that beginning from smallest creature to the biggest, even what is it called, those who are in the heaven, in pain and suffering. In pain and suffering. Got it? So the first aspect, karuna, the purpose of karuna, I'm sharing still karuna. See and hear, that's important. The Bodhisattva's mission is to see pain, to hear the pain and help. And then the next, how to help. How to help. It must be a very special way. That's why here, prajna coming in. Right? Wise. Be wisdom. Help wisely. Wisdom. Wisdom is a tool, the path, the method, technology. You look at the pain, listen to the suffering, understand it, and realize. But then this realization should come from prajna. Understand? Prajna. Prajna is the tool to realize pain, dukkhata, in sadhana. And take this note. It's very, very important. Realizing pain, understanding pain, we understand pain. We could see pain, right? But that thought, what happened? That thought is just another kind of thought. Clear? Form the thought of enlightenment. This thought of enlightenment has two major, what is it called, influence, karuna and prajna, compassion and wisdom. Compassion and wisdom. So I need to give you a bit of discussion about Bodhi Citta. What is Bodhi Citta? It may come as a short question. Bodhi Citta, thought of enlightenment. That's why it's like a two, what is it called? It's a when you see the Bodhisattva, who is a Bodhisattva? A human being with Bodhi Citta. What is Bodhi Citta? Thought of enlightenment. What is that thought? To liberate all the living beings from this samsara. When we say samsara, from birth, from pain, from suffering. He sees with his compassion so much pain and suffering, and he feels, I want to help. But it's a very special way. It's not just giving food, giving clothes, giving medicine, right? Giving sushi, giving sake, right? Giving yen, right? And these are just, but the thought of it, it's included in his journey. It is included in his journey. So they may remember now with this, we come to very important, what is it called? Two aspects. What is it called? First one, Bodhi Citta. Second one, what? Paramita. And Dasa Bhumi. Paramita and Dasa Bhumi. Paramita. But I share with you today something, what is it called? If you would like to remember. Manussattam linga sampatti hetu sattara dassanam pabbajja guna sampatti adhikaro chandata. Here you see 8 prerequisites. 8 prerequisites. So these are known as Abhinihara. This is in Pali commentary. Sumangala Vilasini, the Bodhisattva. In order to be a Bodhisattva, you must have this 8 wish. 8. But this one, keep it for your knowledge sake. All right? Manussattam. The first one, you want to be a Buddha, you want to the plant, form a thought of enlightenment, it is to be done. What is it called? Only as a human being. You must be a human being. Clear? You know, Buddhism, you know, you heard about it. I have explained to you 31 realms of existence. You can be in hell, can be a human being, can be 6 Kamavachara heaven, 16 Rupavachara heaven, 4 Arupavachara heaven. You must be in human realm. Remember these things. A god cannot make it. You will be reborn in heaven as a bodhisattva, but the thought of enlightenment, it is to be formed in human realm. Linga sampatti, you must be a man. A woman cannot. Hiroko and Keiko and this madam, three of you, only next life. This life, three of you cannot. Linga sampatti mean is referring to sampatti mean prosperity, the achievement of the gender. Then coming to what is it called? The next one is a hetu, right? When we say the word, right? You must have good merits. Hetu is referring to merits. What kind of merits? You must have enough merits to attain enlightenment in that stage, in that life. Not the Buddha, but Araha. You know, when you look at this third point, it's very important. You must have those potentials. You can. That's why when our Buddha, when he was Sumedha, met Buddha Dipankara, he has enough merits to be enlightened. This is something like, okay, all of you had a good chance to pass diploma. But if you think that, no, I just do diploma, I don't want to go. No, I'll go next. I'll go next. I'll go next. So on and so forth. Sattara dasana. You must have a wish to meet a living Buddha. Living Buddha. So it means that we can't do it now. Because now we do not have living Buddha. We do not have living Buddha. Remember, Manussatthang Linga Sampatti Hetu Sattara Dasana. Must be a human being, must be a male member, a man, need to have enough merits and meeting a living Buddha. Pabbajja, must renounce, be a monk. You have to be a monk. Guna Sampatti. Guna is referring to meditation, the jhana. You need to have enough power, psychological power, because this thought is not for an ordinary man. You cannot just here and there, oh, I also want to be a Buddha, I also want to be a Buddha, I also want. No, not so easy. Adhikar, willing to sacrifice. It's actually talking about Dana Paramita. That's why even in Paramita, the number one is what? Dana Paramita. Dana Paramita. Adhikarocha Chandata. Adhikara means willing. Up to sacrificing the life. Not only the property, belongings. Everything, including life, is wish for the sake of enlightenment. Even I can sacrifice. Chanda is will. Chanda is will. So this is called abhinihara. Abhinihara means intention, wish, hope. I must be a human being. I must be a man. Must have enough merits. I must meet the Buddha. I must renounce. I must practice jhana. Must have a will to give away, give away, give away, give away. And ultimately confirm Chanda will, wish. This Chanda is something. So that's what sometimes we also have sometimes, but it's not that firm. It's not that firm. Clear? Okay. So thanks, huh? Wish you all health, wealth, protection, peace, happiness, goodwill, good life. Stay safe. Continue your life without any problem, any difficulty, any pain, any suffering. This Dhamma is very important. This is the right time. We are surrounded by so much pain and suffering, agony, screaming, dying, and so on. So the Bodhisattva concept is something very good thing for us to inspire and to do more help to the people. It is share and help you. Yankin chivitang idhava hurang va sagge suvayang ratanang panitang nano samangati tathagatena idampi buddhi ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu.
Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much, Bhante.
See you on Friday. Okay. Now, one by one disappear. Attain Buddhahood. Right? Stop share. Okay. Ayo. When you say stop share so big, how come like that? Right? It's coming. Okay, leave me.